Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going through all the top teams you can run for the Thalassa Dream Run boss. There are quite a few teams to go through and some good options depending on which heroes you have. Okay, the first team that I'm going to show you is going to be a No-Ravion team and a No-Zanie team. Using Reinier at Mythic Plus, so Reinier in front of Shimira. We have Blue Twin on the right, Pink Twin up on the upper left. We have Damon buffing up Shimira and we have Valar in the back right corner with the Star Blessed spell. There's a team from Woody Cap from the previous week, but now that we're at a higher resonating level, it should be able to survive pretty easily even on the epic difficulty. And these heroes all are good for Thalassa. Shimira is of course the best damage dealer. Reinier is really good if you have him. You should definitely be running him in a top team today because he increases the damage that the boss receives. Twins of course should definitely be run. Damon is a good buffer and also decent damage dealer. Damon's not going to be in the top teams of today. However, he is in the kind of budget teams if you don't have other certain heroes built. So Valar is going to get off her stat steal buff effect. Reinier was taking a bit of damage earlier on. One other thing you can try in teams like this is if your Valar is low ascension or you're having survival issues, you can use Coco as well. Coco kind of can take that place of Valara, but of course Valar is way more offensive because Valar is going to give you an attack buff from her stat steal that she provides, whereas Coco just gives you that damage reduction to survive better. After Valar's stat steal buff is in effect, you're not going to die from that point on, and then you're just bursting the boss as much as you possibly can. So let's see what type of score we're going to end up with. The top scores of today are 94 to 95 billion damage for the pay-to-win accounts, but 80.8 billion damage for a No-Ravion team is not too bad. No-Ravion, No-Zanie team. So definitely, I think this is a good team that you guys can try, and there shouldn't be survival issues with it, honestly speaking. Okay, so for the next team, we have a team from, so this is going to be just a No-Reinier team. So it is going to be Pink Twin on the left, Blue Twin on the right. We have Shimira on the Stellar Bond, Damon buffing up Shimira. We have Ravion in the back right and Valar in the back left. This is going to be with the Star Blessed spell. So let's go ahead and watch this team in action. So this is going to be a No-Rainier. If your Rainier is not Mythic Plus yet, but you have these other heroes built, then definitely you want to try a team like this. Ravion, of course, is very good in Thalassa because he's going to give an even bigger attack buff to Shimira, and Ravion himself also contributes a decent amount of damage. Valar, of course, is very good with her stat steal buff effect. You're going to see there's not going to be as much survival issues of this team because the previous team we had Reinier, and Reinier is sometimes not able to tank damage very effectively, but here we're going to have like Damon up front, and he's going to tank really easily from the Thalassa boss because he is a tank. And now we're just going to burst the boss as much as we can. So let's go ahead and skip this run. Because we don't have Reinier on the team, it isn't going to be a new record. It's going to be almost 73 billion damage. But honestly, this is not bad. If you do not have Reinier at Mythic Plus, you're going to have to run a team like this. And because Reinier is just really good for this boss, but some people still do not have Reinier. Okay, now here is the best team found by Rainius for a No-Reinier team. But it has Zanie. So that is why I wanted to give you a non-Zanie option as well. But if you have Zanie built, this is your best No-Reinier team that you can run. Pink Twin on the right, Blue Twin on the left, Shimira on the Stellar Bond. Hugin buffing up Shimira, Valar in the upper right, Zanie behind the Pink Twin, and then you have the two Zanie turrets with the Star Blessed spell. All of the teams are using Star Blessed spell today. You're going to see the thing about this team is Shimira gets locked in place, and she's going to remain behind the Hugin for the entire fight. So that is kind of can be a good thing because then she's going to get all that mechanized bond value from the Hugin. And so Shimira's just going to be sitting there. She's going to have that attack buff and even that boosted energy recovery. And then she's just going to cycle her ultimates. Even though technically she can't even reach anyone. With her normal attack range, she cannot reach anyone. But because she's just charging up her energy and just spamming her ultimate from that point on, it's still going to be effective. Hugin does take some damage here, but if your Hugin is Supreme or Supreme Plus, it should be enough for him to survive. And then you just need to survive until the Valar stat steal is in effect, and this should be a good score. 77 billion. So this is definitely better than the team we showed before this, which was a No-Zanie team, but that is not bad either if you don't have Zanie built and you have a hero like Ravion. Okay, so these are some good, kind of more budget-friendly teams that you can run, but now we're going to move on to the top teams of today. So the top teams of today, they're 3 different formations. We're going to do 3 to 4 runs of each. Obviously, we don't have more an ability to do more than that. But there's going to be RNG in these teams, so keep that in mind. So this is the first team from Marius GMB. This is going to be Rainier in front of Shmira, Pinkturn on the left, Blueturn on the right, only Shmira on the Stellar Bond, Ravion in the back right corner, and then we have Valar in the back left with the Star Bless spell. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do 3 to 4, probably going to do 4 skip runs just to get a good idea of what is the potential of these teams. So right away, we skyrocket into top 2 position, 94 billion damage, which is honestly really good. That is a really good score. The top scores of today are going to be 95 billion damage, so we want to get a little bit higher than this, but on a first run, because there's going to be RNG in all of these teams, but it seems like Marius's team is a bit more consistent than the other teams, but it may not have the highest damage ceiling either, so that is the thing you have to keep in mind. So we're just going to do 2 more runs of this team, then we're going to move on to the next team, because yeah, all of these final 3 teams, they all use the same 5 heroes, just with a different positioning, and depending on the RNG and everything, you can get a different score. So 94.7 billion is really good. Honestly, this is a really good score, because seriously, the top pay-to-win teams with the perfect RNG, they're capping out at 95.5 or 95.8 billion damage. So the fact that we've already hit a pretty good one, and we don't even have the crowned Valar yet compared to other players who are hitting those top scores, 94.8. So really consistent team from Marius GMB. We're going to stop at that, and now we're going to move on to the other teams that we have. So the next team is going to be a team from Maestro. This is the team which a lot of people are getting their personal best with, but this is very heavy on RNG. It can have score swings from 5 to 8 billion damage score swings. So Blueturn on the right, Pinkturn on the left is very similar to Marius GMB's formation, but Shmira on the Stellar Bond, Rainier in front of Shmira, and you're going to have Ravion right up close to the Rainier rather than over in this style, which was for Marius's formation. So it's going to be here right next to Shmira and Valar in the back left with the Star Bless spell. We're going to go ahead and do 4 runs of this team. This is the team which people are getting their top scores. Okay, we got a good score right off the bat. 94.9 billion damage. We're going to give it a couple more runs to check the RNG of it and to see what type of score we can get in the end. But basically, if you have these heroes built, you're going to want to try all of these team formations. I don't know which one is going to work best for each individual player, and also there is more RNG in some teams compared to others. So we're going to go ahead, do 2 more runs of this team, and then we're going to move on to the final team, which is a team from Riketsia. Okay, so not bad. I mean, I would honestly be happy even if we can hit 95 billion damage. That is basically that was my dream going into today. If we can just break 95 billion damage, and we're really close. We got 94.9 billion. Okay, so finally there is a team from Riketsia. Now this is again going to be a slightly different positioning. So Pinkturn all the way in the upper left, Blueturn on the right. We have Shmira on the Stellar Bond, Rainier in front of Shmira, Valar behind Pinkturn, Ravion in the upper right corner. With the Star Bless spell, we're going to go ahead and do 4 runs of this team as well, and see, can we get a new record with this team. Okay, right off the bat, that was not a good score, right? 92.4 billion. But it could just be the RNG of everything, and so we're gonna have to give it a couple more runs. At least gonna give it 4 runs, and then okay, new record, 95.3 billion. Okay, so this team honestly is looking like the best. However, it might also have the highest RNG. At least for my level of upgrades, already 2 runs in, we have broken the record set by the other 2 teams we ran, and we did 4 runs of each of those, and we've broken the record by quite a decent amount as well. This is like a 400 million damage boost. Okay, and another score, another hit, which would have also broken all the records we set from the previous teams. So I think this team from Riketsia is probably the top one, and then you're just going to want to run as many runs as you can to maximize your RNG. There we go, another 95 billion plus hit. So yeah, for me at least, my level of investment, this is the top performing team. There's kind of no question about that, but the other 2 teams for your level of investment could be the best for you, so definitely you want to give those ones a try as well. But we're probably going to call it at that. We're basically used most of my runs right now. We can do maybe 2 more runs, see if we get a new record, but honestly, I'm pretty happy. Like I said, if we could break 95 billion damage, I would be happy, and honestly, we did that, and we get a new record, 95.4 billion. Okay, I think we'll stop at that. That is a really good score. My guild leaders hit 95.6, but he does have a crown Valar compared to us, so there is that difference, and we are ranked 2 of the district. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any other team that worked for you, feel free to share in the comment section down below. But thanks for watching. If you guys are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please consider joining that. There's a link to that in the description of all my videos, and we talk about everything related to AFK Journey there, so I look forward to seeing you there. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.